Hey everyone, welcome to a solo play along with me, Jessica, at Pencil First Games. We're going to be jumping into Herbaceous here with my fantastic shadows in a moment. But I just want to go through, kind of present the solo mode, how this plays. If you've been paying attention today or if you've heard about it, I played this over 1,200 times solo, so hopefully I know what I'm doing. But you're invited to play along, so grab your copy. It's on Tabletop Simulator. There's a print and play version, or if you have the published version, feel free to set that up. We're going to kind of play along together. You'll probably do better than me and see this is why I haven't scored 67 points after 1,200 plays. So let's just jump in. Again, welcome to everybody who's on Facebook and Twitch. It's awesome to have you here. I'm excited for this. I love solo games and I love Herbaceous. This is definitely my #1 played game. So let us dive in and just take a look at what we're seeing over here. I have it partially set up already. So what you'll see is we're going to have two different areas because the goal here is to plant some lovely herbs into different pots. It's kind of a set collection with it's a very relaxing theme though. Again, this is why I play it a lot. So up here is where we're going to have kind of the public garden, and that's split into our private garden down here with the fantastic herb biscuit card, which I'll get to in a little bit. That's the best card in this, is what I'm going to say. So that's kind of the play area up here. I have the deck over here. And then if we just want to look at how we're scoring points and what goals are for the solo mode, again, there's 4 different pots that we're going to be working towards and putting herbs in. The first one is all of the same herbs, so up to 7 of the same. We want those all put together here. And then we have the next one is going to be for all different herbs, so one of each. Hopefully we can get 7 different ones there as well. And then the next one is for pairs of herbs. And the last one is kind of your special glass jar, where we're going to have some special herbs that come up like mint and thyme and chive that kind of give extra points and can only be planted in that glass jar. So if you're familiar with the multiplayer mode, it sort of mirrors it where we're going to be drawing cards one at a time each round. The unique thing here though is that we're drawing 3 total. So one of those is going to be discarded, one of those is going into the public garden, and one is going into the private garden. A couple other just small rules is that the public garden can only have a maximum of 4 cards in it at any one time. If you get to 5, all of those get cleared out and those get discarded. So you lose those. So there's kind of a strategy here to making sure that you are planting herbs at the right time, but also taking some risks. And then at the same time, your private garden, I like to say that's just, you can get overgrown and wild. You can have as many herbs as you want in the private garden. But this is just a really relaxing and fun game. I already shuffled these, but we might as well shuffle again if we want a funny moment here. The deck is going to be, my shuffling skills are the best. But at the same time, this fantastic shuffling technique has lasted me 1,200 plays. And I mean, for 1,200 plays, I would say these cards are in excellent shape. So I'll stick with it. But basically what we're doing then is we are just going to be splitting the deck. You can count out 36 cards. I usually just try to do a good job of splitting it evenly, and hopefully we're going to call that split even. So that's the other nice thing about the solo mode is you're splitting that up right during setup. So you can play back-to-back games right away. It's already set up for another play without me having to really do anything else besides clear the area. So let's get started. As part of the setup, we are going to start flipping cards. There's going to be 1 that goes into our discard pile, which is rosemary. And then we are going to have 2 that populate the public garden. And I see them a little bit off the screen there. Boop-a-doop. Still. And then we're going to have 3. Boop, boop. I don't know why I'm making sound effects. This is what happens when you play solo, I guess. But there we go. So we have started off here. We know that we have lost one rosemary. We have a sage and a chive, which is one of those special herbs for our glass jar over here. And then a saffron, a bay, and a lavender. Board game feast. I did. I have played 1,200 times. I don't know. But as I go along, this is just a really relaxing game. I find it very meditative. I kind of just count out 1, 2, 3 as I pick up the cards each round, and it's just a nice, fun game of herbs, and it's beautiful artwork by Beth Sobel. And the solo mode is it's quick. I'm going to be going through it a little bit slowly just to explain kind of how I'm going along, and sort of my strategies and sort of my process there. And we'll see how that goes. So let us begin. And again, you're welcome to play along. Feel free, set up your own copy, see how you do. Play along, play faster, play slower, however you want to play, just play. All right, so the first card that we have is lavender. And we'll kind of bring that up just so we can see some of that artwork up close. So pretty. I am actually looking at possibly getting pears over here. So I'm going to put that in the public garden here. And then we're going to draw the next card. And it is Tarragon. If you want to take that up there. Now, I could start going for unique herbs here because, again, I want to get 7 of them. But I am going to take the risk. I'm going to discard that Tarragon. And for my third card, we're going to get another chive, which I do not need because, again, I can only plant in that glass jar once. If I didn't explain that already, once you plant herbs in one of these containers, that's it. You're done. So that's, again, sort of there's a push your luck element here and kind of planning ahead and figuring out when you want to go. Also, someone just made lavender cakes, so that is perfect. Maybe we need a new herb biscuit that can take the place there. So let's keep going. And now we have thyme, which is actually really good, but also a little tricky because I also need the mint, which is going to have a number 1 up in this corner. And again, I want to get 1, 2, 3 because if I can get the 1, 2, and the 3 planted in the glass jar, I will claim that herb biscuit. And I would like that. So that was tricky. Let's see. Where are we going next? Tarragon. What do we want to do with the Tarragon? I'm going to discard that one and hope that I'm actually keeping track of the cards. And then sage. All right. So sage has to go in the public garden because, again, every round, it's 1 gets discarded, 1 goes in the public garden, 1 goes in the private garden. And now, I'm not too thrilled with this, but we are going to plant doubles because otherwise, oh, you know what? I have a chive already. No, we're gonna risk it. We are going to plant 2 sage and 2 lavender and get that into our right down here. I put them at I don't know, this is how I score them. So you can put these underneath, you can flip them. I like having them up like this just to see the artwork some more, but again, do whatever you like. That's kind of the name of the game here. All right, so our next one, we have sage again. I'm going to discard that. Welcome sage again. We will put that in the public garden. Okay. That's a lot of sage. We'll keep that down here. Oh, okay, I guess we're on a sage moment. Sage advice. Normally I would make terrible jokes to myself, but I don't know if anyone wants to hear those. So then, since again, I planted one in the public, the private, then we have to discard that last one. So we missed out on the dill. Let's see. Lavender. I am going to pass on the lavender. But if there were lavender cakes, I would not pass. So saffron, I'm going to put up here because we are definitely going to plant some of these herbs. And then dill comes back out. So let's put that down here. With your private garden, like I said, that can get pretty wild. You can go any which way. I sometimes like to stack the cards like this, mostly for the benefit of this stream so you can see everything in play. But you can go off to the right. You can make another row, whatever works for you. So most importantly, before I forget, I need to now plant these herbs or I'm going to lose everything up here. And I'm still hoping for that mint. So let's go and let's plant 4 sage. So that's everything, one of the same. There's 4 there. And we're going to plant them right here, which is going to end up getting me 14 points. Not too bad. All right, so another dill. I don't need the dill. What's the dillio? Fired. Let's see, we can pick up the lavender, put that up here. Tarragon, I will take tarragon, which means that we lose the sage. Okay, all right, not too bad. There it is. There it is, the excitement. Okay, there's too much, I know, but we're gonna hold on to the mint. Let's see, we definitely don't need the thyme. And then another thyme. All right, so that's going to be interesting for our next play because just keep in mind when you split the deck, you actually get information. I've been told to calm down. I can't. I'm getting the herb biscuit. This is exciting. But what I know now about the next deck, the second half of this, is there is not going to be any thyme in there. Because I have 1 in the discard pile, 2 in my private garden, and there's only 3 of each of those special herbs in the deck. So that's going to be an interesting play where I know I can't make it to the fabled 67 points. It's a perfect score. I haven't done it, and I'm waiting for someone to have the story of, I just bought Herbaceous. I played it for the first time, and I got a perfect score. I'm guessing that's going to happen. So keep on playing. So before, what am I doing? We need to plant these before we lose them. So we're going to grab the mint, the chive, and the thyme. And I like to keep those kind of sort of stacked up like this so that I can see what's been planted. That goes over here in our lovely glass jar. And most importantly, take the herb biscuit, but don't eat it. It's not edible, unfortunately. We don't package real biscuits with the game. New idea, Ed. Alrighty, so we keep going, and apparently I shuffled horribly because there's another mint, which again means I'm going to be losing out on potential points in the next game. We have dill, which I don't really want it, but I'll take it in the public garden, and then tarragon, which we'll keep over here. And the other thing to keep an eye on is how many cards you still have left in the deck. Because at the end, you're allowed to pot herbs 1 more time, but not more than once. So say I had I'm waiting till the very end to pot 2 of them. I can only go with 1, so you're going to end up losing out on those points. So, let's see. Oh yes, Herbaceous Legacy with a real herb biscuit. There's the best legacy game. Destroy the components, right? But happily. All right, so our next card is Rosemary, which I don't have yet, and I'm excited about that. We'll put that up in the public garden. Then we have Sage, which is another one that I currently don't have. Yeehaw. And that means that Saffron has to get discarded. Now, at this point, I still have cards remaining in the deck, which is 2 because apparently I can't count. But what's going to happen here is if I ended up going through the last cards, I have to discard everything in that public garden. So I'm going to lose all of those. If I had duplicates of those in my private garden, that would be pretty good. And I'm checking the chat. You're all awesome. Thank you for everybody that's here. Nobody's got no time for that. There goes my joke. Best one of the day. But let's see. We are then going to plant. That's 4. We're going for all of the different ones here. And if I can count, that's 5, then 6, and the bay is hiding on me. I see you back there, down by the bay. So that's going to be 7, which is awesome. And there we go. Oh yes, a shout out. Board Game Bakes is going to be making real herbaceous treats. So keep an eye out for that. I am looking forward to that because I think that definitely, that's the start of Herbaceous Legacy right there, isn't it? Oh, goodness. And let's see. So I am at the end of the game here. These cards are going to get discarded. I can't do anything with those. Everything at the end that's in your public garden is worth absolutely nothing. So that's why I cleared that out, because I need to kind of bring those herbs over, get them into these nice containers, make it look nice, and that's it with the public garden. Anything left in your private garden at the end is worth 1 point each. Even these special herbs that have numerical values are still only worth 1 point. So let's take a look at how I did and also test my math skills. So for all the sage, we have 14 points because there's 4 of them. There's 7 different herbs here, so that's another 14 points. I'm at 28. There are two sets here, 2 pairs. So that gets us to a total of 4 cards and 8 points. So that was 28 plus 8 is 36. Plus another 6. 36 and 6 is 42. 48 for this 6 right here. 48 plus 5 for that biscuit is 53. And then 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. So there is my first play. If anybody's playing along, feel free, jump into the comments and share your scores. And again, this is a very relaxing game. It's not designed to be that competitive in solo. I strive for that 67 points, but there are days where I score 30 or 35 points. So it all depends on how everything goes. And sort of the part of it plays into with the cards that are drawn and also your strategy, though. You probably would have made different decisions that I did there. You probably would have counted better because apparently I think I added 1 too many cards one round. So should we even call that? That's a 58 with an asterisk, isn't it? And before I forget, let me just throw the nice cover into view here. This is what the front cover looks like. We have a comment from someone who got a score of 100. I don't know, maybe. There's actually another way to play. So I play just for the individual score to try to get to 67 points or whatever, as long as I hit about 50, I consider that a win for myself. But again, this is not designed to be something that's, a cutthroat game. It's it's herbs. It's nice herbs. We're just having fun with it. Where was I here? When you play back-to-back games, in the rule book, there's actually kind of some scoring tiers, which I can go through just to show you that when you play back-to-back, you can actually aim to get, where are we? Trying to get at least 114 points there when you add those together. And there's the scoring tiers there, just so you know, and 57 plus, that's where you want to be. Oh, goodness. Alrighty, so let's get ready for our next one. And I am just going to count. 15, 16, 17, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, I did split the deck correctly. I just don't know how to count. So let's reset, put the herb biscuit back up here, and that's all it takes to play back-to-back games. So it's very quick. So why don't we just dive right back in and get it going? So again, we're going to discard the top card, rosemary. Apparently, I don't know, we don't like it this time. No, there is another one. So 2 go up in the public garden. What is 3 come down in the private garden? At, all right. At this point, I'm pretty sure we have all determined I don't know how to shuffle, and that's the reason why I can't score 67 points. All right. So, so we're starting off with a lot of rosemary here, but let's go in here and just see what happens. Let's see. So first up is tarragon. Why not? We will put it in the private garden, see what happens here. All right, another tarragon. I don't know. This does seem like my lucky day, doesn't it? So then bay is going to be discarded. I would like a bay though, so that I can make my pear, but you know, we'll see how this goes. There is a dill. I'm gonna pass on that dill. I don't want that dill anymore. And then we have saffron. So we'll keep that here and let's hope for a dill or I said dill, I meant bay. There it is. All right, this is my lucky day. Apparently I know what's coming up. So important. This is kind of also why when I play solo, I sometimes put these out, our lovely little private garden markers, just for extra color. I like making my play area, you know, fun. So I put those out to separate, you know, the public and the private garden. I'll also keep the herb biscuit sort of right here, just as a reminder to myself that I can't get any more cards up here in the public garden, or I'm going to lose out on those, which, you know, not fun. So let's get our pears planted right now. So there's our 2 rosemary. We'll take 2 tarragon and also 2 bay. All right. Also, wait a second. I know what we're going to do. That's 6 pears. We'll put them there. I got it. It's my lucky day. So let's switch over into, you know, real gardening mode. It's winter here. It's like snowing outside. So this, you know, I can just, this is how you play Herbaceous, all right? Alrighty. So on to the next round. Here is bay. Let's hang on to that because I'm going to start looking for unique cards. Excuse me, bay. I just said I want unique. I don't want you. No, thank you. See you later. And saffron. Okay, we already have a saffron. I'll accept it. So then another saffron. In this part, then I have to decide, am I going to start, do I want to go for a lot of saffron, or am I going to bank on the fact there's more rosemary in here? If you really want to be super strategic, you can actually keep track of how many cards are in each deck, you know, how many of each herb have come out. I don't. So once again, this is why I haven't hit 67 points probably, right? So here is another bay, which I don't need. We'll discard that, which gets us a nice lavender in our private garden. All right, we can work with this. We'll work with this. Oh, and look who it is. Lovely rosemary. So now I'm in a bit of a pickle here because if I take this saffron, you know what? We're going to pass on the rosemary and just hope for the best. Also, for anybody playing along or watching, which one of these herb cards is your favorite? Just curious. I love them all. And the best part is when I actually forget which ones I'm missing. Again, I don't know why. I forget which ones are in the deck sometimes. It's fantastic. Oh, and it's a mint. I will take that because that will definitely be worth 1 point for me. All right, we can work with this. We'll work with this. All right, so another saffron. I am definitely going for saffron now. So we'll put that in the public garden because what I'm trying to do here is starting to clear out some of the public garden when I next plant these. Just so I have some room also to, again, because I have these empty containers just calling out to have some fun herbs planted in them. We already have a bay, so that will not help. and a dill. I'll take that dill. So now it comes down to a question of what do I want to plant? I could plant 4 saffron, 2 from the public, 2 from the private, or how many unique? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're missing sage. I can identify it this time. Also, excellent answer about the best card in the deck. It's the biscuit card. I mean, is there a question? All right, let's see. And then saffron and lavender, also wonderful choices. It's so bright and cheery. I love the yellow background on the saffron. It just jumps right out. So, what is, again, this is where those strategy questions come into play, where, which one do I plant? What do I think is still left in the deck? And what do I want to risk? So, I am going to plant 4 saffron. Is it the right choice? We won't know until a few more rounds. So there's 4 saffron that we're putting right over here for 14 points. And then let's see, what do we have next? Of course it's a saffron. I mean, did anybody think it was going to be something else? An extra biscuit card? That's okay though, because I do need a saffron in order to plant unique herbs. So there's saffron. There's a chive. I'll take it, which means that this we say goodbye to. But that's okay. I have no problem with that. We are looking for a sage, and that is not it. That is a delicious dill. Lavender, which we'll put up here in the public garden. We'll explain that in a second. And sage. Oh, it's rosemary again. Alrighty, so again, the reason why I put lavender up here is that I'm going to end up planting all of these herbs, and I already have a lavender down here. So remember, anything in the private garden is worth 1 point at the end of the game. So kind of adding more here and clearing out the public garden often works pretty well. It's not a guaranteed strategy. I will score like 30 points every now and then. So let's get all these set. So that's 4 unique right there from the public garden. We'll take one of these lovely rosemary for 5 and the dill for 6. So like I said, we're missing the sage. Sorry, sage. And we'll plant those right here. So that's going to be 12 out of 14 points. I'm not upset about this. I am, however, upset about the fact that I'm not getting that biscuit card because, as I talked about in the earlier play during this stream, all of the time is gone. I ran out of time. Oh, man. So let us continue on and just hope for the best here. So it actually doesn't matter what I take out here because I am just going to be 3. Do I have 2 again? So as we've learned, I can't count. I'm so used to counting 1, 2, 3 and not talking while I play. So we're just going to, disqualify those cards. We're going to put an asterisk next to each of these plays. And I'm waiting for Ed to just jump in here because we talked this morning about how I've played 1,200 times and I know what I'm doing. And he's like, I'm going to watch and I'm going to find something you did wrong. I found it, Ed. I did it myself. So let's plant our mint and our chive, which is still going to get us an extra 3 points. We'll take the tarragon from the public garden, and that's going to go in our glass jar, which again is unique in that it really can only hold those special herbs, but you can also plant regular ones there as well. They're just not worth extra points. But it always pays to plant as many as you can, because if you plant only 2, it's worth 4 points. If you can plant 3, it's worth 6 points. So let's see how I did in another asterisk play. Because, alrighty, so for all of the saffron that I had 4 of those, so that's 14. And then I have 12 points here, so we're at 26, plus 12 is 38, plus 6 is 44, then 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. There we go. And thank you for the hat comments. Again, this is how you play Herbaceous / forget how to count in the middle of it. So that's everything with Herbaceous. We have a little more time here. I just wanted to go over a couple of other solo modes from some other Pencil First games. They're not the same as Herbaceous, but a lot of them come from the same design team, with Ed and Beth Sobel and Keith Matejka making the solo mode. So, and also with Dr. Finn. So that is Herbaceous in a nutshell, which I feel like there's a better pun for that, but I may come to it or someone else may find it. And there, I can't be cheating that bad because Stephen Hall has scored 200 points this time. So, oh goodness. And if we just want to show off one quick thing, some of you may know about Herbaceous Pocket Edition, which is over here, and I'm showing it on the small camera for no reason. This is Pocket Edition, which is much smaller. Kind of hard to see, but comparing the box sizes, I'm excited about this because I take this everywhere with me, and it's a fun game. Very relaxing, very meditative for the end of the day, just kind of winding down and planting herbs. That's what I love to do. Not with the hat, unfortunately. This is the first time with the hat, so I'm thinking that's what we should blame for throwing it off, right? But real quick, if you want to know about some other games that we have, there's Sunset Over Water, which is beautiful. This is one about you have a 5x5 area of the wilderness, sort of like forests and mountains and beaches, and you're kind of going around. If I can get this up here, and once again, why am I showing it over there? Show it over here. But this one, you're traveling around and just completing these beautiful landscapes for commissions. There's a choice about what time of day to go out at to start your day. So it's a wonderful game. It does take up a little bit more table space. So this one you can play pretty much, Herbaceous, you can play anywhere. Sunset Over Water takes a little bit more space and it's a little bit more strategic. You really have to plan it out, figure out where you're going, what your next move is going to be, but it's still very relaxing, very light and fun. And then, we run out of space over here. That's how you do it. Another great one is the 100 Tori, which came out this year. This one is awesome. You're traveling through a Japanese garden and meeting people along the way, these wonderful characters. It has so many awesome components in it. And you're just, there's a lot of tiles in it. So you're laying these out, creating this garden. It's so fun. And whereas kind of with Herbaceous and Sunset Over Water, it's sort of a beat your own score sort of situation. This one has a solo opponent in this who kind of, it's not too tricky, but it is challenging to figure out, all right, what am I going to do next? How am I going to, do better than what's going on here? And we have, again, mentioning in the comments, there is a big expansion coming out for the 100 Tori next year. So keep an eye out for that. I am excited to see where that goes because, again, it's really interesting to see what goes on there. Another one. If you like Herbaceous, there's also Herbaceous Sprouts. And this takes the Herbaceous content and kind of expands on it a little bit more. So you'll recognize some of the artwork, but also in here are dice. We have nice little seed dice that come out, and you have a community garden and an actual rival who is trying to, they're planting and taking up spaces that you want to plant your herbs in. And there's all different types of gardening tool cards. And again, you're drawing these dice blindly from a bag and kind of deciding, well, what do I do? What's the best choice here? So this one again, it builds upon that herbaceous concept of building of planting herbs. I'm going to build an herb. I don't. That's our next game, right? Build an herb. I don't. It's the hat. But that's herbaceous sprouts. And nearly out of space, but not quite. If you tuned in earlier, there was a stream today, a lot of streams today, for liftoff. I'm going to put it over here because it's big, and hopefully we can kind of get it in the shot here. But this is a much bigger box. This one, not exactly about planting herbs. There's all these little aliens who have to escape from a planet that is ready to just explode. You have to save them. This is the new expanded deluxe edition, which the biggest thing that, for me at least, it includes a solo mode. And I played this the other day. It was hilarious. I made alien noises, which I don't know what those, consist of, but alien noises. And there's all these different platforms that the aliens can go on. There's like a bonfire, there's an elevator, there's a UFO, a rocket ship. They all have different requirements for getting those little aliens on there. You want to get all 10 of yours off the planet before it explodes. But it's not as simple as just planning it. There's a garglor who is at the core, who makes just trouble for everybody. Sometimes he will send the aliens, off to the other side of the planet. Sometimes he will completely change what platforms are available. He's just terrible. But then sometimes he takes a nap, so it's okay. But those are the other games that we have that offer solo modes. For me, I just love playing solo. Multiplayer is definitely a great option. These are not just solo games. They also have multiplayer options. Obviously right now it's a little tough getting game groups together, so solo is awesome. But I just love the idea of, solo games to me are a puzzle and trying to work on my strategy and just trying to have fun with, nobody there to kind of say, keep moving, figure out your turn. Because, that's, to me, it's a fun way to unwind. Other games sometimes take a lot longer, and those I enjoy as well. But Herbaceous, just going back to our fun over here, is just so much fun for me. The cards are beautiful. And again, I can kind of show off some of those up close because I know it's a little far away. Let's start with the best card, though, if we want to show it off. That's the biscuit card, of course, for 5 points. Delicious. Get that herbaceous legacy going. But then all the other cards, too, are just beautiful. I can get it on the shot. There's Bay. You can just see, like, the artwork is fantastic. It's just beautiful, and, it's unique. It has Beth Sobel's style right there that you can see. And I love this game. Dill. And here I'm quiet because I'm thinking of, like, a fantastic pun to end this stream with, which I don't have. But if anyone else played, again, feel free, share your scores. I have, let's see, 58 and 51. And also, let me see. We need to do a giveaway, don't we? Let's see. We need to do a random number here. Once again, it's beige. Let's get it over there. Looking nice. And the winner of Herbaceous is Panda Angel. Congratulations! You are the winner. So if you can get us your details, either DM us on Facebook at Pencil First Games, or I think let me see, what is the email? I think you can also contact us by email. I will get that in 1 second, but the easiest is on Facebook. There it is, pencilfirstgames@gmail.com. Easy, easy. But congratulations, we have a winner. So hopefully you'll get to enjoy this as well. You are the diller. But let me see. So we still have, we have 5 minutes left here. So let's see what we can do for 5 minutes. You want me to do that's it. Let's do a speed run. Does that even make sense? I don't know. Quickly planting herbs. Let's pretend what? It's winter? I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. But we'll just say winter is coming. We'll do my horrible shuffling. And let's see. I'm doing it. All right. I don't think we're going to have time for 2. But here we go. Split this deck and that's what I got. 36. All right, there we go. All right, here we go. Speed gardening. So here we get 2 here, and we get 3 here. All righty, here I go. Yes. Nope. All right. Yep. All right, let's get our pairs. Also, it never makes sense to go from 6 to 8 because those are worth 2 points. But shh, shh. It's a speed gardening time. I don't want the sage. You. Did you shuffle? No comment. I don't have to point that yet. I just realized I discarded the dill. Not the dill! Get over there. Biscuit! That's right. It's the biscuit. Okay. Bump, 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 bump. Nope. Yep. Yes. Don't need you. You're not that useful to me. All right, let's go get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different herbs. All right. Don't want that. Maybe I did want it. Dang it, lavender. It's going to be the lavender, isn't it? It's going to be the lavender. I'll take the dill. All right. So there's 3 of each. I'll pick the dill over the lavender. Sorry. All right. I sped through it. Alrighty. So let's see how I did on that speed run. That's 10, 24, 36, 42, 48, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. I will take it. Can't complain about that. However, to do this in about a minute, I don't know. What do we think? Do we want me to attempt this in a minute or call it a day at 57? I mean, 57 is a good amount of points, I would have to say. What? Okay. All right. Let's do it. All right. We're jumping. Reset it. Here we go. 2 up there. 3 over here. All right. Take you. Discard you. Don't want it. Don't really want it. No! I'm going to have to clear that out. I didn't get the biscuit. Oh, this is just, it's ruined. Rosemary. I can use you. Don't need you. Let's do pairs. I'm so disappointed. You don't even know. My heart is broken over that. Not the herb biscuit. I mean, that is the best part of this game, is the herb biscuit. It's all right. We're flying. Okay, I gotta. No, that's horrible. All right, let's do 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. So what? I just need. Get me the rosemary or something. Oh no. We're all different. They're all different. Oh no. Oh. Okay. Well. you. 2, 3, 4. Oh, disappointing. That's 14. I'm at the end. I sped 22, 34, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. You didn't even hit the 50 mark. But there we go. I sped through it. We made it. And I am going to say we are just about out of time here. So thank you again for everybody who stopped by, especially to enjoy this fantastic gardening hat. But this was so much fun. Again, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy. Go out there and play Herbaceous. Get those 67 points. Beat me to it and let us know about it. All right. Thanks again, everybody. Take care.